think as artists, we wake up every day and we just work to do our best to be as real and authentic as we can be with who we are, and to muffle through all of the noise that tells us who we should and shouldn't be, and to hopefully find ourselves at one point. I am vulnerable. I am an artist. I'm a creator, and I'm someone who just wants to be able to tell stories authentically and hope that it reaches people in a way that impacts their life, but also inspires them to see where they can make impact. I'd say that I am getting closer to being my realist version. And I say that because I think a lot of us go through years where we're creating music that we really love, and that says a lot about who we are, but it doesn't allow us to take the big risk, that big risk of vulnerability.
What I'm noticing with this next generation of artists is that authenticity, that sense of creation, that sense of community is actually at the forefront of everything you want to do. Where does that vocabulary come from?
It comes from growing up and seeing a lot. We've learned a lot from our parents. We've seen decades before. We've seen the errors that have been made throughout history. And we also have the privilege of being able to wake up, especially as someone who was born and raised in Canada, to say, what is it that I want to do? And I've been very privileged to travel quite a bit and to live in quite a few places, from East Africa to South America. And when you've been to different parts of the world and you actually start to acknowledge what a privilege it is to be a creator, what a privilege it is to actually be able to create music and to be able to do it full time, I almost feel like there's a responsibility. And that responsibility is first and foremost learning from what our parents went through and learning from the hard work that our parents did to ensure that we could have as much as we have right now.
What are some of the tools that you've used to do that, and how do you see those tools evolving?
I think the first thing is really evaluating the relationship that we have with fear. I was someone who woke up, dealt with extensive anxiety, was generally underestimated, and just had to deal with quite a few obstacles. And because of that, it taught me how to become a better version, but it taught me how to identify the things that are in my way and how to figure out how to overcome them. And so when I say the relationship with fear, we all deal with fear. We all deal with challenges, but our ability to see the fear and to do it anyway is what allows us to keep going. The ability to be terrified of going in front of an audience and not hitting those notes, and then to be told that you're not the best singer, and then to choose to push through the fear and to continue working is what's going to allow someone who's okay to become really, really, really great. And so by really studying fear, I learned how to understand that it isn't actually just about being that inspired person that's happy all the time. It's about seeing the thing and doing it anyway. The second thing that I'd say has been a huge part of my journey has been kindness. If every person can ask, how can I be kinder? How can I add kindness to my intention as a creator? But how can I just be kind in my day-to-day things that I do? It really is a huge part of finding your path and finding your tribe. The simplicity of saying thank you, of going on a set and learning everyone's name, of getting to know who you're working with and to really learn the personal things about the people that you're in spaces with. It helps you build a community, and it allows you to understand that we're all working together.
As a social media influencer, are you conscious of the fear and the kindness that is occurring all the time within that? And have you found yourself fearful of those tools?
Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, and yes.
Okay.
I think that a lot of the time when people see me, they see a very strong person. And I like to believe that I am that. But I think underneath strength is all of the other layers. Social media terrifies me. So it isn't something that just comes easily. I have to really work at becoming comfortable at posting. And it's a lot of work to feel confident to go into a space where people can say anything about the thing that you're the most sensitive about, that you're opening your heart up about, you know? I have learned over the years I've learned how to identify when those things are coming up and how to push through them. And so there are days when I'm not successful, and there are days when I'm a bit more successful. But I know that at the end of the day, I've created a kind of a social contract with myself in which I say, you know what, if you're getting up and you're making it a priority to create something that's authentic to you, it has something that it's giving back to the world, regardless of what happens, you have to be okay with it, and you have to set a standard for not measuring the response that other people give you, but instead setting your own, social contracts with yourself and finding a way to be comfortable with that. I think that the future of music for a lot of people is going to be creating from a space that is real.
Don't drop the mic, but that's mic drop time. Yeah. Killer.